Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Fully Tilted. As always, I am your host, Raythrill, and I know this is going to be a shock, but this week we are going to look at another control deck. This time we're looking at a monocolor variant. We're going to be looking at a mono-white prison style deck. Now, this deck is a little bit different in MTG Arena right now, as it would be in paper, because we are missing a couple sets. So we are missing Kaladesh and Aether Revolt, and with that, we are losing a main big piece in a mono-white prison style deck, and that is just a full-blown sweeper in Fumigate. So we don't have that. Our best bet is Settle the Wreckage, but what that does is it does kind of create a little bit of a dichotomy in this deck design. In paper, I've seen versions of this running Fumigate and Fall of the Thran to eliminate our opponent's lands and basically lock them out of the game. Unfortunately, we can't really play that variant here in MTG Arena because we do not have Fumigate. Now, Settle the Wreckage is a sweeper, however, it does give our opponent back lands. So the last thing we would want to do is Fall of the Thran and then Settle the Wreckage, basically completely negating our Fall of the Thran. So this is a slightly different build than you might see in paper or see out there on the web currently, but we'll take a look at it, we'll see how it does, and we'll have some fun with it. So let's dive in and take a look at the deck list. Alright, so in our 2-drop slot, we are running 4 Seal Away, which is just a great enchantment for control decks. It has Flash, which means we can use it on our opponent's turn, and basically you can just take care of any tapped creature. Most of the time nowadays, it is difficult for people to remove unless they have dedicated enchantment removal. So it's pretty much a sure bet for us and a pretty good thing to have in the deck. So in the deck, we are running 2 Sorcerous Spyglass. Now, normally this is a sideboard card, but again in MTG Arena, we don't have sideboards, so it's in the main board. This does 2 things. One, it allows us to look at our opponent's hand, which for a control deck is always a nice thing, and in mono white, it's definitely something that we're lacking. Secondly, you get to pick a card name. The activated abilities of that card name cannot be activated unless they're mana abilities. This basically means that things like Scarab God or Hazoret, we can shut down their activated abilities. So Scarab God's reanimation ability, Hazoret's pitch ability, we get to shut those down. Furthermore, it acts as an artifact to help boost our other artifacts that we're going to produce with Karn later on in the game. We're running 3 Treasure Map. Again, in a control deck, you always want to be able to pick your draws, and we don't have Search for Azcanta because we're not running blue, so Treasure Map is our best bet. Not only that, but once we flip it, we create some treasures that are artifacts that do count if we're producing other artifacts with Karn. So it can definitely help us kind of close out the game and create a win condition with some of Karn's artifacts if we so need to. We are running 3 Gideon of the Trials, just a great planeswalker in a control deck. It's a little mana heavy at 2 white, but again, we're only playing a mono white deck, so color intensive cards really aren't a problem for us. His +1 ability is great for just shutting down any lone creature that's on the battlefield. We can even use him as a win condition if we zero him and start attacking, and then we can always use his other 0 condition, and as long as we can keep him on the field, we won't lose the game, allowing us to kind of bide our time until we can figure out a way to win. We're running 2 Baird, Steward of the Argive. He is one of the only creatures we have in the deck. He is a 2/4 with Vigilance and costs 4 mana. He is okay. It's not really him in so much a body or an attacker that we're looking for, but his ability that creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. So basically, we can prevent, if we have Baird on the field, prevent our opponent from attacking us with the creatures that they do have on the field if they manage to get any out there, or they're going to have to use all of their resources to do it. So a decent card, a legendary creature, so we don't want to run too many of them. That's why we're only running 2. We're running 4 Cast Out, can be cycled early on in the game if we need to, can be flashed in on our opponent's turn, and can basically remove any non-land permanent on our opponent's side of the field. So this is great for taking out opposing enchantments, taking out creatures, and everything of that sort, even sagas if we wanted it to. We are running 2 Gideon's Intervention. So another enchantment, when it drops onto the battlefield, you get to choose a card name. Your opponent can't cast spells with that chosen name, and all damage that would be dealt to you and permanents you control by sources with that chosen name are prevented. So basically, if we know that our opponent is running a deck with, let's say, Hazoret or Enigma Drake or Steel Leaf Champion or Galta, like, we can literally drop this, name that card regardless of whether it's on the field, and basically just shut that card down. So our opponent can't play spells with the chosen name, and any creature that's already on the battlefield with that chosen name can't deal damage to us. So not a great thing to call for, like, you know, Scarab God. Scarab God usually doesn't cause damage. What Scarab God does is create value by bringing creatures back. So that's not necessarily something we'd want to name with this. We would definitely want to save Sorcerer Spyglass for something like Scarab God. We're running 4 Ixalan's Binding. Again, another enchantment. This time it does not have flash, which is a bit of a downside. However, once you cast this and you steal, right, exile one of our opponent's not land permanents, your opponent can't cast spells with the same name. So if, you know, you are facing a red deck and you drop this on turn 4, targeting an on-crop Crusher, well, then they can't play on-crop anymore, which is really nice. So it basically shuts down cards with multiple. So things like Merfolk, things like Vampires, you can shut down some of their key pieces so that they can't play them again. We're running 3 Settle the Wreckage as our sweepers. Just an overall great sweeper. Yes, it does give our opponent lands, but overall it shouldn't be that big of an issue because honestly, anything they do play we should be removing anyway. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. We're running 1 Chalet, Voice of Plenty. As a legendary creature, we don't run too many, and basically what this does is it gives our creatures, our planeswalkers, and us hexproof, so that we can't be targeted with spells. So again, basically trying to lock our opponent out from being able to do anything that they want to. Running 3 Karn, Scion of Urza. Again, in control decks, you always want some form of draw, and in mono white, we really lack that, so Karn is a great substitute for that. His +1 allows us to pull 2 cards from the top of our library. Our opponent gets to choose 1. The other one goes into exile with a silver counter. We can then -1 and then pick any card with a silver counter on it and put it into our hand. And furthermore, down the road, his -2 ability creates a 0/0 colorless construct artifact that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So first of all, it counts itself, so it automatically comes onto the field as a 1/1. Every single time you produce another one, it's just going to add to that. Plus, we have Sorcerer Spyglass and Treasure Map, so we can really start to generate some large constructs if we so choose, and use that as a win condition. We're running 3 Lyra, Dawnbringer. Now, again, one of our only creatures, which does turn on our opponent's creature removal. Not ideal, but it is okay. This isn't a typical control deck. And basically, we're using this as a win condition. It can be used to kind of attack and gain life. It can be used as a blocker, kind of a shield to just sit back and do nothing. And basically, it is one of our win conditions. So we are running 3 since it does turn on our opponent's removal. For our mana base, we are running 2 Memorial to Glory. Can be sacked later on in the game to produce some white soldier creatures that can be used as blockers, or if we need that extra bit of damage. We're running just 23 straight up planes, and we're running 1 Arc. And this is later on, again, once we have the City's Blessing, which should be pretty easy for us to get with the amount of enchantments that we're running, and planeswalkers and so forth. The Arc should be pretty easy to activate, and we can use it to draw cards later on in the game. Again, helping us kind of dig ourselves out of any hole that we may find ourselves in. So that's pretty much it for the deck, guys. We are, in total, for those of you that don't want to do the math, running 26 lands. Might be a little high on a deck like this, but for control decks, it's pretty much my straight go-to. So we're going to dive into some games and see how this goes. Alright, so game 1, this is our opening hand. We have 2 Seal Away, 2 Plains, a Treasure Map, an Ixalan's Binding, and a Karn. It's a pretty decent hand. We have some early interaction, and we can drop a Treasure Map if they're not doing much. So I think we're going to keep this hand. Our opponent plays first and plays a Forest and then passes the turn. So most likely, probably maybe Mono Green Stompy. We're going to see what we're playing against here. Yep, so another green, and most likely probably going to play either a Merfolk Branchwatch. Oh, a Drover with a Mighty. So we might actually be playing against a Dino deck, which is not bad. So we're just going to pass the turn. The only thing we can do right there is cycle a cast out. But we will drop our second one, and then we will Treasure Map. This will help us scry our lands. Now, because of this, we want to make sure that we tick during our upkeep so that we can start playing some, start scrying some cards. And yep, looks like we're playing a red-green Dino deck. So we do need to watch out for Thrashing Brontodon. It can remove all of our like enchantments and artifacts, which isn't ideal. So it is definitely something we're going to have to watch out for. Another Drover of the Mighty. He's going to get in for 1, which is fine. Alright, so we're definitely going to scry. Alright, so we have another Plains, which at this point we only have 3, so we're definitely going to want to keep that so that we can drop Karn. Go to the main phase, we will drop another Plains, and then we will seal away one of his Drover of the Mighty. Again, right, it's kind of like that theory that you always bolt the bird. I'm going to make sure we tick that upkeep again, make sure that we are ready to scry when we need to. Okay. So Ripjaw Raptor, not great. So we're going to scry here. Another Plains, which is fine, I think, honestly. Yeah. We can keep the Plains. We'll draw it. Go to our main phase. Drop a Plains. Now, what I don't want to do is I do not want to seal away his Drover. And I don't want to do this because I really want to seal away that Ripjaw Raptor. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pass the turn. And hopefully we're going to try and bait him out so that he attacks with the Ripjaw. Now, this does give him the opportunity to use his Drover to kind of drop another creature. Not ideal, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so at this point we get to seal away the Raptor. We will take 3. Actually, I think we'll actually only end up taking 1. But it looks like he has some action. I'm not quite sure what he would do at this point. He might play a Ryle. Oh, a dual shot, okay. So he's going to try to get some card value out of it before it disappears. Let that resolve. And then we'll actually only take 1 damage because we stole the Ripjaw before the damage step. Make sure that we are able to scry here. Almost missed that. That would have been bad. Another cast out. So next turn we can drop Karn, or we can cast out his Drover. You know what? I don't think we need that right now, so we'll pass that. Draw. Alright, another Plains. Not great, but it's okay. We'll drop that. So we have 4, 3, so we're almost close enough to be able to play both at the same time, but unfortunately not quite there just yet. So the question is, do we play Karn and then see what we pull, maybe another seal away, or do we cast out and just remove his... So I think what we want to do is cast out, but we'll cast out on... Yeah, we'll cast out now. That way he can't play it. That way he can't activate anything with it. So we'll cast out. See what he plays. Luckily, next turn, we can Karn and Ixalan's Binding anything that he plays. Okay, snapping, sail back. So it does have flash. I'm a little surprised he played it this turn, but it's fine, to be honest. So we can then Ixalan's Binding it. So he can't play anymore, and then we can play Karn. And we will see what we pull. Oh, all lands. That's okay. So guess what, guys? We get a land out of it. So we can play treasure map, which I think actually might be a good idea at this point. So we're going to have to sack our 2 other treasures, but give us some land, some scrying ability. Pass the turn, make sure we tick on our upkeep so that we can, as usual, scry. And now we're in a pretty good spot. Alright, so Needletooth Raptor could be bad for us if we had any actual damage spells, but we don't. All of our stuff kind of exiles or just removes. Another Plains, we definitely don't need that. Go to the draw phase. A seal away. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Go to our main phase. Let's see what we pull with Karn. Ixalan's Binding or a Plains, so he's definitely going to give us the Plains, which is fine. Next turn, we can always get the Ixalan's Binding back if we want. So we're just going to pass the turn and see if he attacks in with Seal Away, with Needletooth Raptor, at which point we will seal away. But again, making sure we always tick up, tick our upkeep. Goes to combat. Attackers. Gonna target Karn. Yep. And let's seal it away. And that is how you basically prevent your opponent from basically doing everything. So another treasure map, not really what I want right now. Looking for maybe some more creatures or some more, oh, and another Plains. Okay, so definitely got enough lands here. So we don't need the Ixalan's Binding yet, so I want to... Do I want to create the construct? Do I need something? I do kind of need a card in case he plays something. But I can always get it back next turn, right? So he's at 7. I -2 goes down to 5. Next turn he goes down to 4. I Ixalan's Binding. I get to draw. Okay, yeah. We're gonna play the construct. Make sure we tag our upkeep. Okay. Raging Regisaur, which is great if he attacks. Another Plains, which we don't need. Oh, that didn't work correctly. That was supposed to be scryed to the bottom. Didn't work. That's okay. Alright, so we will get our Ixalan's Binding. We will play our Ixalan's Binding. And we will get in for 4. And end the turn. So we don't have another treasure map, which means we don't need to scry, which means we don't need to tag another Ripjaw. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just pass the turn. I don't really want to draw a card. Do I want to draw a card? I think we'll draw a card, actually. So we go down to a 3/3 for our construct at that point, but that's okay. And a Settle the Wreckage and a Sorcerer's Spyglass. Okay, so we can +1 Karn, at which point we kind of figure out what we pull. Or we can construct, but I can't attack with them yet, so that doesn't do me that much good. I can drop Sorcerer's Spyglass. There's not many activated abilities that he has, though, but I do get to see his hand, and I get another artifact, which is kind of nice. And I can still Settle the Wreckage next turn. You know what? Let's do that. Let's... Hold on. We're gonna manually tap this. So we're going to Sorcerer's Spyglass. So we've got a Polyraptor and a Snapping Sailback. Okay, so the Polyraptor we definitely want to get rid of. And it's not an activated ability, so there's not much that we can do. Activated abilities in a green and red Dino deck, not many, to be honest. Unless he has Ronus. Might be about it. Alright, so we're definitely going to want a +1 Karn because we definitely want to pull something. So 2 Gideons. Alright, so we have 9 mana, so 4 plus 3 is 7, so we can definitely Gideon. And then what we're going to do is we are going to +1 Gideon. Create that, so no damage that he does to that. And then we are going to... Oh, we still have planes to play? Okay. And we're going to pass the turn. So, I mean, he's got enough mana to play Polyraptor, but he doesn't kind of have, like, his pieces. So he's going to play it anyway. Go to combat. Shouldn't attack with anything because his Raptor can't do any damage. Okay, we go to my turn. Good. Alright, another Karn. Not ideal. So, let's +1 Karn. Alright, so another Settle the Wreckage and the Plains. So we'll play our Plains. And then we will 0 Gideon.
You should quit now.
Okay, and we'll go to combat. Well, we'll end the turn, actually. I'm hoping he's going to attack, and I'm trying to bait him to attack in with the Raptor, or actually both Raptors, to be honest. Perfect. And that's what we will... Nope, he's not going to do the Polyraptor. So he's really waiting to try to find something to cause damage to it. Okay, nope, I guess he's going to. Well, this is why we settle the wreckage. And we win! Our opponent Scoops can't do anything, and that's how that game is played. Alright, so we go first. We have 4 lands, a Sorcerer's Spyglass, and Ixalan's Binding. We don't have a lot of like early interaction here, and we have a lot of lands. This hand makes me a little weary, but I guess we'll keep it because it's going to depend on what we play against. We're going to hope we're not playing against a fast deck, but we do go first, so... Drop our planes and pass the turn. So we're going to see what our opponent's playing with. Alright, blue and white. So most likely a blue and white control deck. So either Approach or Teferi or one of those. So not ideal. We'll play the Spyglass just to see what he's playing with. Yep. So literally it is a typical blue and white control deck. So this is going to be really hard for us to beat, to be honest. Let's see. So yeah, only because I mean, like, so he's got a negate, he's got a search, which is fine as long as we can kind of cast out it before he can do much. I'm not even, to be honest, Ixalan's Binding. So we're going to hope he plays something here because I know he has the negate. And if I walk into the negate, it's kind of stupid on my end at that point. So he doesn't feel like he needs the land. And he's going to pass the turn. So it's unfortunate because I can't really walk in. Settle the Wreckage is pretty useless against this deck. I could cast out to bait his negate so that he can't do it later on. So we're going to try that because I know he has it. He's going to use it eventually unless he taps out, which he probably won't do unless he's trying to jam Teferi. There's the negate, so that's good. So we baited out the negate that we can kind of use, hopefully, to stop him from negating one of our spells later on down the road. Alright. So, do I jam Gideon? Is it really going to do anything? He can just blink it, which is fine, or he can negate it. Honestly, I kind of wanted, because I don't really have much else to do. I can't do anything on his turn, so we're going to try and jam Gideon. He might have a cancel. He might try to blink it. Okay, he's going to Supreme Will it. That's okay. So again, we're kind of baiting out a lot of his counters at this point. And he does still have Search up, which is not ideal. So he just pitched his Commit to Memory. Alright, so we're going to try to Ixalan's Binding the Search. He may blink his Search because he knows that's what I'm aiming for, because there's nothing else I can get. He definitely has full control mode on. He's thinking. Yep. So, at this point, if he's smart, he may... Nope. So he could just blink my Ixalan's Binding, too. Which is fine, because then he's utilizing resources. This is what we're trying to do. Yep, so he's just going to blink, and he's going to kick it, so that means he gets another card. Not ideal, but it's okay. So he just pitched a land. Alright, so we've got another Gideon. So we can either Binding or we can Gideon. And I honestly think Binding is the best bet because that thing's just, it's just generating too much advantage for him right now. So he may have another blink. He may have, I mean, he can't counter it now since it's already activated, but we'll see what happens. So it looks like he can do something. Probably blink it. Oh, so he's going to cast out my Ixalan's Binding. Okay. So what's going to happen is I will then Ixalan's Binding his cast out, which gets me my Ixalan's Binding back, which means I then get his Search back. So he kept whatever was on the top, so it's obviously something that he's looking forward to. We got another Plains, which is awesome. So we can Ixalan's Binding. Unless he pulled another counterspell, which he very well could have. Supreme Will's not going to do it. He's going to need a Wizard's Retort. Okay. So we can still Gideon at this point. So he has no blue, so he's going to need to cast out or Ixalan's Binding. Gideon. Well, 0 Gideon, because plussing doesn't really do us any good.
It's time to give up.
The thing is, we don't necessarily want to activate Gideon and create a creature with him because then he can seal him away. And we know he has seal away, so that's not ideal. Alright, so he drops Teferi, which we kind of knew was coming eventually. So we'll probably +1, plus Gideon, plus Teferi. Or he does nothing. What? I'm not quite sure why he did nothing. It's very odd. Interesting. Okay. Can't cast spells with the chosen name. So we could target approach? Choose a card name. Can't cast spells with the chosen name. We could. It'd be interesting. Let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? He can counter, which is fine. And I don't even know if he has approach in the deck, to be honest. But We're going to try it. Why not, right? This is kind of a game that I'm, to be honest, not sure much is going to happen. So I could have +1 Gideon, which I forgot to do, to be honest, and that was a punt on my part. It really wouldn't have made much other than to tick him up. We've already got the emblem, so he's going to play his own Gideon. Okay.
I will prove myself worthy.
And so he's going to +1 so that I can't do any, so that my Gideon can't do any damage, and that's fine. I hadn't planned on it anyway because he does have the seal away, so it doesn't make much sense. Play the Memorial to Glory, which at this point doesn't do much. I'm just going to +1. It's just going to be literally a battle of like back and forth, like +1ing the Gideons. And yet again, he still didn't +1 to Fury. And I'm not quite sure why. Because like the reason to have Teferi is to ultimate him. Flash Flying, that's an interesting card. Okay. I mean, that's fine. He can attack with it all he wants. I have a Settle the Wreckage. Which I figured was going to be a useless card against him. But I guess not. I don't know. He can counter it. Seems like a weird thing to counter. Okay. That's fine. So you're going to get in for 2. +1's Gideon to prevent my Gideon. Yep, okay, I get that. And still doesn't +1 to Fury. So we're going to sack Memorial. Get 2 1/1 soldier tokens, because why not, right, at this point. So we're going to +1 on his Gideon because it will do more damage than the Aven will.
You hold no power over me.
And then we'll just pass the turn. I'm curious as to why he's not +1ing to Fury. It's a little interesting, to be honest. Oh no, he can't. That's right. He can't +1 to Fury because I Sorcerer Spyglassed it. Oh, that's right. Oh, that must be frustrating. So he pulled a seal away, which is fine. He's going to end up sealing away my guys, and I'm okay with that. Aha! Oh, I'm so happy now. I completely forgot about that. Oh, man, I completely forgot that that's what this was doing. Oh. Woo! Wow, look at that. That's amazing. So he's going to get in for 2 with the Aven, which is fine. And literally, he might win with an Aven Reedstalker and that beatdown plan. And you know what? If that's the case, I'm okay with it, to be honest, because I feel like I've almost completely just shut down his deck at this point.
You hold no power over me.
All right. Another Plains, not great, but that's okay. So we are going to +1 Gideon, his Gideon. We'll go to combat and attack with both of ours, which is fine, because most likely he's going to seal them away, which I'm okay with. Oh, no, he didn't. I mean, he still can, but I don't know why he would have taken the damage first. That doesn't seem logical. Okay, so, there you go. So now he can +1 to Fury, and he's going to hope that he's going to pull a counterspell.
What? I'm not done yet.
Yep. Gets in for 2 with the Aven. He might even attack Gideon. Nope, so he's going to +1 on my Gideon, which is fine. I'm not going to attack with my Gideon anyway. I know he has seal away, so it doesn't matter. He's digging. He's hoping he's going to find a counterspell. Oh, and there it is. He's got it. I'm surprised he didn't attack with the Aven, to be honest. But Whatever. Oh! And we pull another Sorcerer Spyglass. That couldn't have gone better. Alright. He knows we're going to play this, but he doesn't know we're going to play another one. Yep, saw that coming. And let's do it again. He may have another counter. He does not. But he can cast out. Okay. Interesting. So settle the wreckage, seal away. That's great and all. Boom. Alright, so we will +1 Gideon once again.
Not on my watch.
We'll go to combat. This is just going to be a long game. I'll be surprised if I win it, to be honest, but... So we can settle the wreckage. Nope, he can't, but he can seal away. He can't settle the wreckage. Oh, gonna block. Cool. That's fine. That's good. Yep, use that seal away. Please do. Cast out on Sorcerer Spyglass. Kind of saw that one coming. So I'm going to hope that I'm going to pull either a Cast Out or an Ixalan's Binding. What do we have in the graveyard? Not that many. So we have one Cast Out and one Ixalan's Binding. Okay. So we have the cards in the deck to pull this off. So he's going to get in for 2. This is fine. And then he's going to probably +1 on my Gideon. Again, I know he has Settle the Wreckage and Seal Away. You can keep +1ing my Gideon all you want. And I'm literally just going to... We're just going to keep playing this game back and forth, to be honest. Another Gideon's Intervention. We are going to target Gideon. Yep. And then we are going to +1 his Aven. Hey, do that. There we go. Yep. So now Gideon can't attack us and do any damage, and even if we remove it, he can't play another one, and Aven can't do anything either. And he can Teferi until he gets to his ultimate, which is not ideal. So we're going to hope we pull something. In retrospect, it might have been better. No, because Teferi he can still activate, so that doesn't matter. Right, it's the damage part of Gideon that we were worried about. So he is 1 away. So we gotta hope we pull something here, people. Yep. Saw that coming. That's fine. Can't get in. It's not going to do anything. I don't think he knows that I targeted it with Gideon, to be honest. That's one of the things with MTG Arena is sometimes the, like, notifying isn't ideal. He's probably sitting there going, what? But it's alright. Right, like this doesn't tell him what I named. So he's got plenty of cards in hand. In fact, I think he's going to have to discard one. So it's most like... Ho-ho! Alright, what do I do? Do I cast out his cast out? Do I cast out and get Ixalan's Binding? Or do I just cast out Teferi? I think I want to cast out his cast out, get Ixalan's binding, and Ixalan's binding to Fury. Is that what I want to do? I think that's what I want to do. We're going to hope he doesn't have a counterspell, which he might. Does he have it? He can dig for it too. Yep, so he's digging for it. Does he get it? Nope. That's not what you want. That was not what you wanted. Whew! Man, that was rough. That was close. We couldn't have pulled a better card, unless I pulled Ixalan's Binding itself, but honestly... Okay, so he's got another Reed Stalker. So he's going to literally even Reed Stalker beatdown plan right now. I'm assuming he's probably looking for another cast out. He's looking for a blink. Okay, a Supreme Will allows him to dig some more. How many cards does this guy have left? 21. Can't be that many. He'll probably just attack with both because he doesn't know which one's targeted. This is fine. Yep, prevent. But again, I know he has a seal away, so I'm not worried about it. Like, I'm literally just going to keep doing the same thing. Yay, a planes. I'm not even going to do it because it doesn't matter. It's just a boring game of back and forth until somebody draws the right card and gets something through. But what I am happy about is this mono-white prison deck is actually holding its own against a blue and white control deck, which is like the boogeyman of the meta right now. So the fact that this is holding its own as well as it is, I'm actually kind of happy about it. And I've had some misplays, to be honest. The only reason he's even got me down to 12 life is because of the Aven Reed Stalkers, which aren't typical in a blue and white control deck. And he's digging again. He's looking. I mean, the guy's got to be down to like 15 cards at this 21 cards. He's getting down there. I think he's going to try to blink, maybe? Nope. All right. I mean, we've run him out of a lot of counter spells. He's run 2 blinks that I can remember at least. Let's see. There's like 2 counter spells. There's 1 blink, another negate, a Wizard's Retort, and his other blink.
Keep up the pace.
And I'm guessing he's going to hope he has another, that he can dig for another counter. I mean, that's probably his best bet at this point. We'll see what we draw next turn. Hopefully we'll be able to draw another. So he's going to get in for 2. We're literally probably going to win because of Aven Reed Stalkers, to be honest. Okay, and what do we draw, people? What do we draw? He knows I'm going to play Ixalan's Binding again. And another planes. Okay. So let's hope he doesn't have the counterspell. Looks like he does. Oh, okay. So he's literally biding his time at this point. Nope, that was not what I wanted to do. That was... Why did I just do that? That's fine. He'll get in for 4 this turn. It is what it is. Like I said, he's literally going to win because of the Aven Reed Stalkers. And because I haven't pulled any other creatures, to be honest. That's fine. Essence Scatter, which is great if I could pull a creature. But I have yet to do that, so... That's what happens when I stop paying attention. It's fine. It's what it. It's whatever. +1's to Fury. I mean, he could. Yep, -3 to Fury.
Time is much more malleable than people think.
So he gets his cast out back, and he's going to steal my Gideon. Okay.
Let's finish this.
Plays another Teferi? Yeah,
I know
okay.
my responsibility.
Maybe because he knows I have Ixalan's Binding coming up, and so he might as well play it while he can. It's not a bad move. Gets an additional activation out of it, which is kind of nice. Plays a treasure map so that he can scry. I mean, to be honest, the game's probably locked up at this point on his end. But, yep, especially since I drew another Plains. We'll play it out, because why not? But he literally has lethal next turn. I'm going to activate full control mode, just so that I can good game him before he gets lethal. And there's another counterspell, so, yep. It's locked up. The only thing that I could have that would prevent him from winning currently is a Settle the Wreckage, which I do not have. I know I don't have. Let me good game it. Oh, that's right. I still have Gideon's Intervention. He can't damage me with Gideon. Oh, that's right. Huh. That's unfortunate on his part. But that's okay.
We need to move quickly.
Because he has the counterspell next turn. It is what it is. Now he's just literally like trying to craft his best. Yeah, so he's got 2 counterspells. There's literally nothing I can do at this point. Man, I forgot about that card. Wow, this deck really can shut things down. It's quite awesome, actually. And do we want to watch him? Do we want to watch him counter it? Might as well, right? Why not? Which one are you going to play? Which one? Cancel? Okay. I knew it was going to be one of them, so it's fine. I mean, he knows he's got to lock. I mean, literally, I have 1 card that I have as an out, and that's it. 1 card. So many emblems. Look at this. Boom. It's crazy.
You need to take a timeout.
Hope you picked the right one.
I don't think so.
Why? I can't good game fast enough. Yep, he picked the right one. Good for him. Hey, I'm actually surprised that held that long, to be honest. So it's got promise. All right, our opening hand, our opponent goes first. Game 3, cast out treasure map, seal away 3 planes, early interaction, some scry. I like it. We're gonna keep it. The only thing that could have been better is if we went first. So he plays a Sheltered Thicket, so probably red-green dinos again. Interesting to play the same style deck twice. I'm just gonna pass the turn. I don't want to cycle out our cast out because we're probably gonna need it. Nope, because there's a Cinder Barons. So some type of Jund deck. Interesting. I like it. Let's tango. I love playing against other decks that like I don't know what they're gonna be. Like I don't know what they're gonna do because it makes it more exciting, to be honest. So he does have a bit of artifact and enchantment removal in Thrashing Brontodon. And, and we forgot to scry. Gotta remember to tick that upkeep. That's okay. And we will pass the turn. And then we will make sure we tick that upkeep step. Alright. Raging Regisaur. So, here's the deal. If we can still scry because then we can seal away when he attacks. He'll get the 1 damage in, which is fine. So let's scry. Another cast out. I'd love another land, to be honest. We'll go there. Draw. Give me my other land. Nope. Lyra Dawnbringer. Okay, not too bad. Alright. So we'll play that. We'll pass the turn. Make sure we tick up again so we can scry next turn. So he's going to attack with the Regisaur. He's going to get in for 1 damage because it does that when it attacks, which is fine. But he's tapped now, so we get to steal him. Thank you. What's he going to play? Something good? Maybe he's doing like a John Dino deck? Oh, that's sweet. I wish sometimes this game like had a chat so I could be like, dude, I applaud you. I like it. Come on. What do you got? You got 5 lands. Okay. Drop something else. Because the Otapek. Okay, the Turtle Allosaur. Didn't kick it. Because there's nothing to fight. Which is fine. And we will end the turn. For. If I don't scry, then I know I'm guaranteed Settle the Wreckage. If I do scry, I am not guaranteed Settle the Wreckage and could possibly take 6 damage. Let's scry. Because why not? Oh, Seal Away. That's good. I don't mind that. We can keep that. And we'll pass the turn. Because we're going to seal away the Allosaur when he attacks with it. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Or something else. If he drops like a big, maybe a Carnage Tyrant? Ooh, that won't be good. Please don't drop a Carnage Tyrant. Nope, Charging Monster Sword. Okay. Nope. Go back. Alright. So, he goes to combat. We're going to take 6 regardless. The question is, which one do we want to get rid of? Now I'm really wishing I had kept the 4 mana open for Settle the Wreckage. But, it's okay. We will seal away the Allosaur. Yes. Alright, so again, do I scry with the hopes? No. I really want to Settle the Wreckage, so we're just gonna draw. And there's my planes. So it wouldn't have necessarily been fruitless, but it would have been great either. I would have basically just flipped my treasure map at that point, I think. But it was a risky gamble. And now what's probably going to happen is he will drop something, give haste to that something with the Huntmaster, and then attack with both of them, at which point I can seal. Nope, he's just going to go to combat. Okay. Then we can just kind of cast out, since we don't need to Settle the Wreckage. Definitely do that. What are you going to do? actually, you know what? Don't end the turn. Forerunner of the Empire, what's he going to pull? I can scry now. I don't want to scry. That way, I know, just because I know I hit end of turn, so. Oh, there's that Thrashing Brontodon that I don't want him to have. So we'll scry now. That's way better. Ooh. Yes. Because then his Thrashing Brontodon... Well, no, it doesn't fix my enchantments, actually. Not ideal. That's alright. Alright, let's see. What do I do? I have 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 and 4 is 8. 5 and 4 is 9. I could play Lyra and then keep up Settle the Wreckage. Or I could Karn and then keep up Settle the Wreckage. Oh man, it's challenging. Or I could play Chalet and Settle the Wreckage. I don't think I want to. If I play Chalet, I kind of want to keep Lyra out. So I kind of almost want to play Chalet and then play Lyra. Do I want Karn? I mean, Chalet's gonna stop. Go away. There we go. Chalet will help as a blocker. And we'll keep up Settle the Wreckage. Let's see what happens. And we will pass the turn. So he plays Thrashing Brontodon, sacks it. Yep. Okay. He has one card in hand. What's he gonna do? He could sack the Brontodon, get back anything. Give it haste. Okay. He didn't need to give it haste to sack it, though. Do I want to Settle the Wreckage? Or do I just want to take the 3? At which point he sacks. I have another Settle the Wreckage. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think I want to do it, though. I think I'm going to take the 3. At which point he probably should sack the Brontodon. Okay, so he's going to sack the Evolving Wilds. Resolve. Like, this could have been a misplay, to be honest. But the only difference is I either take 3 life or I lose a Settle the Wreckage, which I just got back again. Okay. With that in mind, we play Lyra and hold up Settle the Wreckage. Okay, that's fine. So we learned what his last card was. So we're just gonna cause 1 damage to all creatures, which is fine. He does have an enrage trigger on this guy. He puts a +1/+1 counter on it, but that's fine. I'm not sure why he's not letting it resolve. It's weird. And the timeout function on MTG Arena is still not ideal by any means. I really wish I knew what that black source was for. Maybe Tetsamok? It's the only thing I can really think of. Yep, resolve. Boom. And we will pass the turn. Alright, dude, I have 3 Settle the Wreckages. Do something. Please. Too bad Shalai doesn't give... is he going for the Allosaur? He doesn't really play it, it just returns it back to the field, so you can't kick it. Your best bet's probably going to be the Monster Soar, because it has haste. Oh, okay. You say so. Yep, that's fine. And then tap the Huntmaster, give the Allosaur. Nope, he chose not to. Maybe because he wants to take out one of my angels with it? I think that's why. So we can take out one of the angels if he has like a Savage Stomp. Combat. Attackers. Do it. 1, 2. There it is. And that's why you keep up 4 mana. Bye-bye. So yes, he's going to get the lands out of it, but he's literally top decking at this point. And I still have more Settle the Wreckage. I do kind of want to get rid of that Forerunner. It is kind of a pain in the butt. I did see, like now I wish I had some form of sweeper. Be really nice, but I don't, so it's fine. It is what it is. Okay, another Plains. So the problem is I can't Settle the Wreckage, which is fine, and Karn, because I only have 7 lands. I'm short 1. I can Karn and then see what I pull. Yeah, let's do that. Why not?
Evil must not be tolerated.
Alright, what do we get? What do we get? A Seal Away and a Gideon. Oh, what are you going to give me? What are you going to give me? It's not good on either end of yours, to be honest. Gives me the Gideon. Woo!
If it's a fight you want, then a fight you'll
Yeah, we'll +1 Gideon. Damage. You know what? Let's cancel that. Let's 0 Gideon.
This ends now.
I think I like that better. And then we will attack with Lyra. Hexproof, Flying, First Strike, Lifelink. No. Yeah. Get some life back. Okay, that's fine. You gonna attack with anything? You know I can block, so it doesn't matter. And you didn't give the Cephalopods haste, so that's not good on your part. Ho ho! And ladies and gentlemen, here's where the game starts to get fun. So, let's -1 Karn, so we can get back Seal Away.
Your patience is rewarded.
I will take that. Let's +1 Gideon. And give it to the Forerunner.
You hold no power over me.
Let's go to combat. Let's go to combat. I'm going to attack with Shalai. And we'll end the turn. I can seal away, I can settle the wreckage. I can pretty much do whatever I want at this point. What you gonna do? Come on, you got it. Okay. Goes to combat. Probably going to attack with... He's got to attack with something. Yep. Shalmat has Vigilance, so I can't seal it away. But I can still settle the wreckage. Nope. Trying to decide what to do. Okay. Okay. All right. And we settle the wreckage. Bye-bye. They get to pull the lands, but again... Oh, and we win! The opponent scoops. Again, when they can't really do much, it's really frustrating for our opponent to do anything. So, overall, we went 2 and 3. Let's take a look at the deck and see what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. Seal Away was great. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Completely forgot that it negates walkers, which is fantastic. Lovely little card. Awesome little side super tech against, you know, like blue and white control, so that's awesome. Treasure Map was great as always. Gideon, lovely. Even that Gideon battle back and forth. Baird we never saw, so I'm not even quite sure how well he would have done. And while he does kind of lock our opponent up from attacking us, it's really only good against aggro. So if you know you're not in a huge aggro style meta or time of day, whatever it may be, you may want to kind of swap him out. Forecast that was great. Gideon's Intervention was good. I actually might think about going up to 3, to be honest. There were a couple times where I wish I would have had it and could have played it, but it definitely worked really well against our opponent's Gideon. So that was awesome. 4 Ixalan's Binding was great. Settle the Wreckage was awesome. Shalai, when she came out, was awesome. Karn, as always, great. Lyra, wonderful. Mana base was fine. Maybe a little flooded. Maybe dropped down to 25 lands out of the 26. But overall, not too bad. Overall, the deck performed really well. You know, we faced 2 Dino decks, which was a little odd. One of them was kind of a weird Dino mix. and then a blue and white control deck, which honestly I thought would be a really tough matchup for us, and it was much better than I thought it went. I thought it went much better than it could have gone. So overall, I'm actually pretty happy with the deck and how it performed. If you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. But otherwise, that's it for today. Stay tuned next week. We've got a couple more coming out. If there's any deck in particular, control deck that you guys would love to see, by all means, please let me know. I'm always looking for new decks to try out. So let me know. If you like the videos, please hit subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much.